Hey guys, welcome back to another video. My name is Sharina for all of my new subscribers. Today we will be converting this EPSON Eco Tank 4800 into a sublimation printer. It's very easy. All you have to do is follow the instructions given with the printer. The only difference is you will only be using sublimation ink instead of the ink that comes with the printer. So ink does come with the printer, but you will not be using that ink. You will need separate ink, and that is the only difference with the conversion of the printer. Other than that, you will follow the directions with the printer step by step. So let's get into the video. Okay, first, of course, you want to unbox your printer. So you will need a pair of scissors, a knife, or a blade, whatever have you, to open up your box. The printer comes with 3 pieces: your ink, your power cord, and your instructions. Well, 4 pieces if you include the printer. But it comes with your ink, your power cord, your directions, and your printer. You will need all of these except for the ink. We will not be using the ink. Once you have your printer out of the box, you will see that it comes dressed in this blue tape. You want to be sure to remove this blue tape. They have it everywhere. It's on the front, the back, the bottom, the sides. So just make sure that you remove every piece of blue tape. Okay guys, now you want to open up your instructions and read the entire instructions. You want to follow these instructions step by step. It is very important when setting up your printer. If you do this step by step, you will not go wrong. The only step that we're going to skip is step 2, because this is for if you want to set up your printer to work from your cell phone. And step 3, this is fill the tanks. We will be filling the tanks, but we will not be using the ink that comes with the printer. So step 3, we will not be using the ink that comes with the printer. You do not need the ink that comes with the printer. Please don't make the mistake by putting that ink in the printer, because that will mess up the whole process. You will need to have sublimation ink. I got this ink from Amazon. I don't know what's the best ink out there, so if you're watching this video and you know, drop it down in the comments. But this ink had good reviews, so I bought it. As you can see, Amazon done stepped or smashed my box some kind of way. You know how Amazon do. Anywho, again, your package came with a black, a yellow, a pink, and a blue ink, 5 syringes to transfer your ink into your printer. And here's what your tanks look like. These are your ink tanks on your printer. They're color coordinated. So again, this is self-explanatory. You want to put your black in your black tank, your yellow in your yellow tank, your pink in your pink tank, and your blue in your blue tank. Again, using these syringes, you will use those syringes to transfer the ink. This is just regular inkjet ink. You do not need this ink, because then it will not be sublimation. You need sublimation ink to go into your printer. So to convert your printer, you need sublimation ink. Do not use the ink that came with the printer. Just set it to the side. Again, you will need your sublimation ink to convert the printer. That's all you need. That's the only thing you need to convert the printer is sublimation ink. Now it's time to fill the tank. So I will say not all sublimation ink comes in this type of bottle. Some comes where you can just turn the bottle over into your tanks, but this specific ink did not come that way. So we do have to use the syringe that came with the ink to transfer the ink from the bottle and into our printer. So you want to snap this little needle piece onto the syringe. It's not a real needle, but I'm gonna call it a needle because I don't know what else to call it. But it's not a needle, but it looks like a needle. And you want to pull back on the handle to remove the ink out of the ink bottle. So this is how a syringe works. You pull back on the handle to suck the ink up, and you push the handle to push the ink out. So again, this is what the tip of the syringe looks like. It's not sharp at all, but I'm gonna call it a needle because I just don't know what else to call it. And you stick the needle into your ink bottle. You want to tilt your ink bottle up so you can get some type of flow, and then you pull back on the handle of the syringe. So once you start pulling back on the handle of the syringe, your ink should start filling up your syringe like so. Once your syringe is full, you want to take it and stick the needle part into the inside of your black tank. So I'm gonna show you a close-up of what I mean. You want to stick the needle inside the little opening of your black tank, and then you want to press down on the handle so that the ink could go down into the tank. So here's a close-up of what I mean. The needle piece will just sit perfectly inside the tip of the tank, and like I say, you just press down on the ink on the handle and your ink will go into your tank. This is very slow. Do not rush this process. And you want to do this again until your tank is full, and you want to do this again for each color tank. So you want to repeat this step for each other color. I'm not going to do it on video because it's a long and tedious process, but take your time. You don't want to rush it or mash the handle too fast and the ink splat everywhere, but you want to fill your tank up to the fill line for each color tank. Again, you want to repeat that same step for each color tank until all your ink tanks are at the fill line. That top line is your fill line. You want to make sure all your ink is at the fill line. So here's what my printer looks like once I've got all my ink to the fill line, or close as possible as I could to the fill line. As you can see, all the tanks are full. And now we're ready to go to the next step in our instructions. Okay, these next few steps in our instructions are completely about print quality and cleaning your print head and all of that good stuff. So first, what you want to do is start at step 10. Select your language, country, date, time, and settings. Once you see the EPSON Smart Panel setup message, you want to hold the question mark down for 5 seconds. Press the start button, and then it's going to start charging your ink. It's going to take about 11 minutes to charge your ink. But like I say, follow the instructions step by step. They're self-explanatory. Step 10 through 13 is all about your language, your country, your date, your time, and charging your ink. Like I say, your ink is going to charge for 11 minutes. You don't want to mash any buttons while your ink is charging. You don't want to unplug your printer while your ink is charging. You want to leave it alone for 11 minutes. So the instructions does say that after charging your ink, some of your ink levels will drop. So as you can see, our ink levels dropped after charging our ink, but you can always refill your ink after it's charged. And back to our instructions, step 14 and 15, you want to press OK to proceed with initial setup. And step 15, you want to follow the on-screen instructions to adjust your print quality. First, you want to load your printer with at least 5 to 6 pieces of paper, and then it's going to print out your first sheet to check the print quality. As you can see, the lines at the top, there are some blank pieces in our lines. So the printer will ask, are there any missing segments? So you want to mash yes if there are missing segments. Then it's going to say clean print head, and you want to mash OK. And then it's going to say clean print head to correct missing dots, and you want to mash OK again. Ensuring that your printer has paper is going to clean your print head. After the print head is cleaned and complete, it's going to print out another paper, and you want to make sure that there are no missing segments. So if there are no missing segments, mash no. When it asks you, are there any missing segments? Then it's going to ask you to align print position. Click OK to adjust the print position to fix the misalignment. And the next paper that prints out will be numbered 1 through 7. Each row has 5 or 7 squares. So number 1 has 5 squares, and 2 through 7 has 7 squares. You want to circle each square that has the least amount of lines through the square for each number. So for instance, number 1, number 3, the third square had the least amount of lines through it. So I circled 3. Number 2 through 7, number 6 had the least amount of lines through each square. So I circled number 6. So here's a close-up. As you can see, there's lines through squares, and then the ones that I have circled have no lines through the square at all. The printer will tell you to look at the printout and choose the boxes with the least amount of lines. So number 1, like I said, number 3 had the least amount of lines. And number 2, number 6 had the least amount of lines. So number 2 through number 7, number 6 had the least amount of lines. You want to make sure that you're being as accurate as possible. Your printer will print out this last sheet, numbered 1 through 7. Each number has 2 rectangles, and you want to pick which number where the rectangles touch but do not overlap and don't have a space in between them. So that would be number 1. So on your printer, it's going to ask you which number didn't overlap and didn't have space, and then you want to put what number it was, number 1. Once you've completed that step, you will get the message that your print head alignment is complete. Then it's going to ask you about the fax part. We're going to skip that step because we're not using the fax machine. Now we're at step 6, install software. So if your computer comes with a spot where you can put the disk in that came with your instructions to load the software, do so. If it does not, like my laptop, I don't have a place where I can use the disk, you want to go to this website here. Also, your computer will ask you what type of connection you're going to be using for your printer. I always use the printer cord, the USB cord. It does not come with your printer, so you would need to already have one. I never use Bluetooth. So once you get on the website, you want to scroll down and you want to click drivers and utilities combo package, and you want to click download. Once it's downloaded to your computer, you want to click on open file. Once you click open file, your computer will take you step by step on everything you need to do as far as setting up your computer, step by step. Once you finish, it will tell you congratulations, and it's going to print out a test page. Okay guys, this is the best part. I'm going to show you how to get the best quality with your sublimation ink. You want to go onto Bluetooth and devices under your settings, and you want to find your printer. So you want to go whatever computer you're working on, you want to find your printer under your settings, under your devices. If you have more than one printer, you want to make sure you clicking on the right printer. So the EPSON ET 4800. And then you want to scroll down so that you can change your printer preferences. Your printer preferences is what's going to make or break your sublimation print quality, let me tell you. So I always change my orientation. I keep my orientation at landscape. You can have yours at portrait, but I keep mine at landscape. This portion really doesn't matter, whichever one is best for you, but I keep mine at landscape. But your paper type, this is the most important part. Your paper type should be at presentation, premium presentation paper matte. So your paper type should be premium presentation paper matte. Your quality is always at high. And then you want to go up to the top where it says more options. Once you click on more options, you want to go over and click custom under color correction, and then you want to click advanced. Once you click advanced, you want to click on color controls, and you want to go under color mode and change it to Adobe RGB, and your gamma should be 2.2. Now here, under brightness, you want to change this to 9. You want to have your brightness set at 9. Under contrast, you want to have your contrast set at 7. Your saturation should be set at 15, and your density should be set at 4. I promise these will bring out the colors in your whatever sublimation project you're making. You want to make sure that your mirror image is on, and your bidirectional printing. I didn't click that, but make sure your bidirectional printing is on as well. And then you should be all set. So anytime you print anything, it will print under those settings every time. So of course I had to move my EPSON 4800 into the office so that I could print and show y'all how good the print quality is and how good this ink actually is. As you can see, I already have an EPSON 2800. That's just my standard printer. And this is the sublimation paper that I use. I use A-Sub sublimation paper. And it's pretty good. I really like this paper. So this is the type of paper that I use, the brand. So what I'm doing now is printing out a picture. This is a Christmas picture of the Grinch. I already had this SVG file. But yeah, I'm gonna be using the CRICUT polyester shirt, and this is the picture that I printed out. Again, just a regular picture of Etsy, and this is the quality, guys. Look how bright and vibrant these colors are with those print preferences. The shirt turned out great. Again, look at this color. The colors are just bright, they're vibrant. There's no dull about the shirt at all. So again, those print preferences are the best. And that's a wrap for this video, guys. I hope I helped everyone who's trying to convert those printers into sublimation printers. Don't forget to like, comment, and share if you enjoyed this video. And check out some of my other social media sites. And again, guys, thanks for watching, and I'll see y'all in the next video. Bye.